Green light, let's get it. Green light, let's get it. I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it. I just win. Hello, I'm Himothy. I got the recipe. I got the flow. I got the remedy. I'm on 10.
Filming in the real world can be both a limitless and limiting endeavor, depending on your situation. One of the biggest factors that determines what you can and can't do in the real world tends to be budget. Sometimes the content of an idea or a narrative or a finished script can make something financially inaccessible because the cost of the filming gear or the required locations or the amount of days that it's going to take to properly film that thing is going to be way too high for what you're willing to spend on a commercial video or project. Solutions to this common problem include readjusting the content of a script, finding ways to film multiple scenes in lesser amounts of days, or finding practical alternatives to the locations that were originally needed. But sometimes you don't need to do any of that. Sometimes all you need is one person with one computer and an open mind to a new style of video production: 3D animation. Hi everybody, this is Hammam Alashi from Feel the Frame, and over the last little bit in my own free time, I've taken on the very tall task of learning and mastering Blender alongside all of its powerful tools and plugins. And I wanted to be able to do this to offer a wider range of video production services to commercial clients depending on their wants, needs, and restrictions. I mean, if I don't have the tool or budget to do something in the real world, then VFX and animation are always going to be a nice alternative to have in your arsenal to an otherwise inaccessible endeavor. The commercial that you saw at the very beginning of this video is the result of multiple months worth of learning, confusion, and anger. And if you're interested to see some of the challenges that I had to go through while producing it, then stick around and let's get right into the video. The donut making videos produced by Blender Guru gave me a very strong starting point for the basics of all the tools and the hotkeys and the rules of Blender. But around the same time I finished these videos and got a good understanding of how to produce videos inside of Blender, I actually got a new laptop called the Razer Blade 14. And getting this new laptop gave me an inspiration to make a spec ad about it using my new 3D animation skills. Because with technology products such as laptops and phones, it's very common that, commercials made about these products will be completely animated or at least partially animated. And that was definitely true with Razer's previous commercials, especially in reference to their Blade products. Now that I could work with Blender to some degree, I actually wanted to start making my first commercial about the Razer Blade 14 and deepen my knowledge of the software along the way as I came into, obstacles and challenges and whatnot. But first things first, whether you are animating or filming, the most important thing in making a commercial is understanding a product's key features and selling points. Marketing with emotions is all well and good, but at the end of the day, people need to actually know what they are spending their money on. So communicating that information in your marketing can be just as important. So before I created a shot list for this Razer Blade ad, I found Razer's website and socials and looked at some of the key highlights of this laptop that Razer was trying to communicate to their audience. What I found was that there was a massive emphasis on how small the laptop is and then how well it performed despite how small it was. Their slogan is literally small size, big performance, which I later use in the commercial. And then I also found that they highlighted the processors that they were using. It was powered by both NVIDIA processors for the GPU and AMD processors for the CPU. They also like to emphasize how thin and how light it was, which goes in parallel with how small the laptop is. And then on top of that, the battery life was also a big point, as is with all laptops. So it claims here that it lasts up to 8 hours. When I looked at this, it actually said 10 hours. So that's why that was in the commercial. And then once my evaluation was done, I basically hopped into a Google Docs and started constructing a shot list of what I thought would be the best shots to communicate these points and communicate these advantages. Once this was done, it was basically time to get to the bulk of the work by hopping into Blender. I don't know if something is wrong with me, but modeling this laptop inside of Blender made me want to rip my hair out. I ran into so many shading and geometrical and texturing obstacles non-stop that modeling this damn thing alone took me a month. I'm not joking. And when I looked at this laptop originally, I thought it was a good starting point because in my beginner-ass mind, I was literally thinking, it's a rectangle that folds. I'm sure that I can do that in 2 seconds. No, that was the biggest lie of my life. I kept watching videos upon videos in regards to modeling to help me understand how to achieve certain results and find out what was causing certain topological issues. What was important though is that I didn't give up. I kept trying and trying, even spending a whole day on just solving one problem, one edge, one corner. And later on, I needed to actually restart the entire model. And eventually, thank God, after the hell that I went through trying to make this thing, I ended up with a pretty accurate model to the real one. And honestly, I'm glad that I struggled as much as I did because it's those obstacles that helped me learn a lot about Blender and animation as a whole. Honestly, when it comes to animation within Blender, it's not the actual animating that's the difficult part. It's everything surrounding it. The lighting, the camera settings, the lag you sometimes need to deal with, the not responding text you get when your computer can't handle Blender, the crashing that follows afterward, the process of exporting it, then realizing you got a setting wrong and it doesn't quite look how you thought it would, so you need to make that change, then re-export everything again, and then you let it render overnight, but then your PC shuts off for no reason, so now you need to wait until the next night for it to export because you don't want to clog up your PC during the day since you have other work to do. But aside from that, it's pretty simple. Except for simulations. Fire simulations within Blender are the most laughable and unusable aspect of this software. As you saw, there's a scene within this commercial that involves 2 cubes of fire flying towards the screen. So I needed to learn some simulation for this project. And when I looked into simulating fire through tutorials, the results looked decent, others actually looked good. But when I tried to do it myself, the end results ended up looking like frickin' PS1 graphics. Here, have a look. I kept changing settings and following tutorials, but nothing could make it look good, and I ended up losing hope in Blender's simulation capabilities, at least when it came to fire. And I kind of just accepted the crappy results and planned to export the video and move on with the project. But then I found EmberGen. And holy moly, this program made getting good fire simulations easy, quick, and with significantly less lag. It sucked that I needed to learn my way around another program, but damn, it was worth it, because this is what I ended up with. Once all of these separate scenes were animated and exported, I put them into DaVinci and found a song that fit the vibe of the advertisement, as well as aligned with previous commercials from Razer. And after that, I put some sound effects and transitions to help the commercial flow and exported the final product out of DaVinci. And with that, once that export was done, I finally made a full commercial only using 3D animation software. And DaVinci Resolve, but that doesn't count. And you know, at the end of the day, I may have not mastered it, but this project caused me to struggle and overcome many issues and obstacles that I had along the way, allowing me to understand Blender and animation as a whole on a significantly deeper level. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. And also, if you need any high quality videos for your business, Feel the Frame covers all types of commercial video production, including advertisements, corporate videos, social media content, compliance and educational videos, and just about anything else. So if you're interested, reach out to me at hammam@feeltheframe.ca and we can book a time to talk about any of your audiovisual projects that you want to explore. So thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day and peace out.